big smile. Mepal with the big fist bump and a high five. This is the American team we've grown to expect and come to really enjoy watching. Nepal got to find a way to get going. Gulsen Jha will join him as 121 for 3.
Well, it's not going to be Gulsen Jha, so we'll have to ask our graphics team to correct that, because it's the diminutive figure of Asif Sheikh. He's often the man for a crisis, and this is lineup. The lineup we were given indicated that Jha would be at 5, Irie at 6, and then Arif Sheikh down at number 7. But they've gone with the Iceman. He's known as being very cool and calm under pressure. This game, well, 35 minutes ago, it looked like Nepal could post 400 and USA would be blitzed away. It's changed in a matter of moments. And you would have to say that particularly for Asif Sheikh and Dev Canal is the travelling reserve, and for Anil Shah, they're the architects of their own downfall. They haven't fallen to good deliveries. This was nicely bowled by Kente to dismiss Kushal Patel, but they just did. Is it a misread of the match situations? We get one more look at the spectacular catch.
Yeah, again, it almost felt like they thought everything was just going to keep going their way. Spectacular catch indeed, and USA have taken advantage of those opportunities when they've come up, apart from the 2 drops. But again, that almost throw of the hands, that one that was a little bit wider, just the rank shot, like you mentioned earlier, bad time, stick in the middle. The USA at that point didn't have any momentum, didn't have any life, any juice in their steps, and right now they're back.
Nice use of the feet by Powell, and he's so quick he'll get home comfortably, even though mid-on is up in the circle. And credit to Kenjige as well. He's probably one of USA's most experienced players. You'll always think of him as young, but he's not young. He just looks young. He looks like a kid, doesn't he? But he's 33 years of age. He's in immaculate condition always. And for me, this is the better of the 2 white ball formats for him. I don't think he's a bad T20 bowler, but certainly you think about the fact that he only made his T20 debut, I think it was last year, wasn't it? His T20I debut came against Canada in 2024, which you look astounded by. But he had this remarkable record where I think he played something like 42 ODIs without having played a T20I yet.
Well, maybe that, I'm thinking about those matches in Morrisville, the qualifiers, sub-regional qualifiers back in 2018. Those might not have been officially T20Is, but I reckon, or I feel like he was part of those.
They weren't. He did play 6 games that weren't T20Is, but the whole period from 2019 through 2024, he never played. So Kareem Agor was initially in place, and then Nisarg Patel was the incumbent left-arm spinner. And then it's actually somewhat ironic that when Harmeet Singh qualified and became available, it was then, I think it was Stuart Law who made the call. I don't think he's as good a he's not a bad T20 bowler by any stretch, but he's a much better ODI bowler, and his career numbers kind of would suggest that as well. Really good economy rate in particular. As we see Vansh Kalkvik return to the attack. Do you need to get those graphics corrected? It is not Gulsen Jha at the crease, it is Arif Sheikh. So I'll get on to that.
Well, for Naj Kenjige, I think what he does well, and what the ODI allows him to do, is he can just kind of go about his business bowling. He doesn't have to throw in different deliveries every ball. He's able to set up batters. He changes his pace well through the air. Versus in T20 cricket, what he's adapted himself to do is throw in the variations sooner, and that can cause maybe 1 or 2 looseners, but he's really developed that part of his game. When Skalkovic coming back in, an interesting call, as we saw Nathvarkar with a couple of overs earlier, so maybe that's what's pushed Nathvarkar back to save him for the death. But this is where Van Skalkovic's role has kind of been defined in the middle. He's able to do very good things with the cutters and the change-up deliveries. He plays a lot of T20 cricket domestically, and so he has this skill. Again, it's Arif Sheikh and Rohit Paudel at the moment. Arif Sheikh's on strike. He's on 3. And this is what Arif Sheikh can do. Not an expansive stroke maker. He's not going to be blitzing at the ball. He can just hold himself down in the middle. 60 strike rate. He averages 25, but he'll make sure this move from head coach Monty to I heard that he mentioned he's always very flexible with the batting order, wants his players to be able to bat in different situations. But this isn't a situation for Gulshan Jah, who you don't want to hold back and force him to play apart from his natural game. And it's why Irish Sheikh has real value in the ODI format. I think more value in the ODIs versus the T20s. He does give you some overs with the ball as a gentle medium pacer, but with him as a bat, can just keep things going, can keep wickets at bay, can almost air out the USA, get them off their momentum. We've spoken about how momentum is like a river, just kind of flows in your direction when you pick up your favorite. Quick single take, and this could be close. We'll get a very quick between the stumps, but sent back was Rohit Vaudo. Didn't want to take on the arm of Andres Khaus.
We'll manage to get those graphics corrected. Tell me something about baseball, Aman. You might not know the answer because I know you're not as big a baseball fan, but when we get given a team sheet each morning, the captains exchange them at the toss and give them to this is in cricket. They name an 11, and sometimes, not always, it brings up to the kind of discretion of the team manager or the team and their approach as we get to the end of the 26th. It's 127 for 3. They will sometimes write the playing 11 in batting order. They won't always. Kind of, I would say from all the games I've done in my life, it's about 50-50. Maybe 60-40 that decide to or not. In this instance, they've written in the order that Gulshan Jah is going to be at 5, Dipender Singh at 6, and Arif Sheikh at 7. But you're not bound by that in any way. In fact, if, a player has to use a bathroom, or sometimes you'll have strange incidences where batters won't be ready or won't be able to walk out, or strategically you'll want to change it. You want to get a bigger hitter in because there's fewer deliveries left, or in this case, you'll want to look for a bit of stability with Arif Sheikh at the crease, rather than the big hitting Gulshan Jah. What about baseball? Do they have to list the 9 and the order they go in, and then that cannot change?
Yeah, so you give the batting order, and that is the batting order for the whole match. But the one difference, and the reason that is because you do create pinch hitters.
Swept away for 4. That's one of the reasons Sheikh will have been sent in. He's a good player of spin, and he does like to sweep. Just a bit of angle in to the right-hander. And the only man in the deep is, well, he's a long way in front to square. This is swept well behind square.
Yeah, it's a smart batter and out of shape, side of his own means, and that's what Nepal needs at the moment. I mentioned that one fielder well in front of square. No reason to, that sweep was always on. Back to that point about baseball, you have a pinch hitter, and basically you're able to sub in that pinch hitter for one of your regular 9 bats. So it's very particular the order that you come in, very important.